7. Your number 6?
My number 6 is Scarlet Witch Coco.
Alright, why is
Can't
this?
stand this thing.
Huh.
It took away from Oracle Think Tank what it was originally supposed to do. Soul charge, soul charge, soul charge. This thing is have no soul.
Have no soul.
That truly is. It's a redhead with no soul.
Curse you, Bushy Road! Curse you for making that joke. You knew it. You knew it, Bushy Road.
You just realized this now?
Oh, I knew this a while ago. I was actually going to make that joke, but you did. I'm just like...
But this thing took away... And I was shocked when it first came out how effective...
Is it effective?
Oh my gosh, it goes right up there with the Battle Sisters. The Battle Sisters, Scarlet Witch, that rivalry has gone on for a long time, ever since Battle Sisters first came out.
That makes sense.
But once Battle Sisters got,
the Break Ride?
not the Break Ride,
Cookie?
Not Cookie, not Fromage, the new one.
Oh, the new one that is so effective?
That
Parfait?
new one, Parfait, yeah. Once Battle Sisters got Parfait, they became a lot better. Because it's basically like, if I have 3 less cards in my hand, counter blast 2, I draw a card. If I have 4 more cards in my hand, my unit
some
gets
power.
Yeah, it gets +3, and my attack hits,
I
draw a card.
It's effective.
It's effective to keep your hand size big.
Yes.
But I don't like Scarlet Witch Coco. I will never, ever build that deck. And here's the thing. I want you to smack me on the head if I ever say I want to build that set. Okay?
Noted. I will remember to do that.
Thank you, because if I ever build that, it will scar me for life. Ugh, don't like that card.
Yeah.
And I don't even like the art.
Yeah, I think the art's okay.
You're up.
Okay, so
You're
what are we on?
number 6.
My number 6? Alright, let's see. Oh, okay. No, my number 6, and I'm surprised not more this clan is on here. The only Nova Grappler card on here, Strongest Beast Deity Ethics Buster Extreme.
That seems ridiculous. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay, when the Break Ride came out, which was just regular Ethics Buster,
Yep.
it was kind of broke.
Yeah.
When combining it with Illuma Dragon, that was
Nobody does that anymore.
No,
Nobody
because
ever
once
even did it.
actually no, the guy who took second in Worlds, that's how he
Did,
got
yeah.
there. He had 1 Break Ride, 3 Illuma Dragon, and then 3 of the one that says gets +2 if it's boosted.
Ah.
And that was his grade 3 setup, and he got that far. And he did that well. He only got outbeaten by Overlord at the end.
Oh, that was the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
He only got beat out by that.
Big shock. Now, I will say this. Most of the Beast Deities I used to not like, now I'm okay with. Like, Ethics Buster to Ethics Buster Reverse, I'm okay with that combo, because I've tested it, and it takes some effort, and it's actually okay. This thing takes no effort.
It's
You
basically
break ride, and then you just drive check.
pretty much.
It's basically, I don't care what I drive check, as long as I do drive check something, I get stand something, or get a
yeah,
crit or
and you
something.
combine it with some of the Death Army stuff, and it's ridiculous.
Oh god.
I've done that. I've actually deck tested that before, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just don't like the strongest, and also the fact that it's the second one that came out. I mean, Ethics Buster Reverse was fine, and then they come out with the other one, and I'm like, why?
Actually, I think the original story was a lot of people thought how the lore went was they actually created Ethics Buster got created from Ethics Buster Reverse, and then Extreme Ethics Buster came from regular Ethics Buster. That's how people think the lore goes.
Yeah, it's a confusing lore too.
It's gotta be one of the most confusing.
Yeah, it's pretty
in my
confusing.
opinion.
But
Although
just
some of the
overall, it's easiness of
play.
It's super easy to play. And I'm not a fan of cards that's really easy to play.
That's why you don't like Azrael.
That's why I don't like Azal, yeah.
A lot of the stuff on your list is like, as long as if it doesn't have much like struggle, I don't like it. That's pretty much what your list is.
Yeah. Or if it's just broke like heck. Anyway, so your number 5?
Actually, it's the same thing as yours.
As my number... As mine?
Dragonic Overlord, the Break Ride.
Yep, so our number 5 is Dragonic Overlord, the Break Ride.
I put it here because it's... This was a card I feel like should never have been created.
Yeah, here's my thought on it. I can understand why they created it. Because normal Overlord got nerfed so hard that he pretty much sucks.
But it's another fan-made card.
Yeah, it exists, and I don't like that it exists, because it's a break ride.
Okay. The reason why they came braid this card was because of the rebirth.
Yes.
That's the only reason. Oh, and because people wanted a fan-made card.
And they wanted Dragonic Overlord to be good again, because normal Overlord sucks
This
now.
break ride basically took the place of
Could you imagine break ride and normal Dragon? Wait, you can't do a setup of just that because because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
If they changed the name, I would be totally cool with this card.
You want to know how people are probably going to do it? They're either A, going to run the 4 break ride and they're going to do the end, or they're going to do the 4 break ride
and the 4 rebirth.
4 rebirth. They're not going to do a split combo.
No, they're not.
Frankly, I still think between the rebirth and the regular and the end, I feel like the end actually is more useful.
I like the end better.
But
I just don't like this break ride existing, and it shouldn't.
no.
Make people use normal Overlord. You know what Bushy wrote? Make people use normal Overlord and be like, hey, we can get some people using some of our old school cards again, and
But
have it see
they're
some
actually
play.
starting to have some of the sets go out of print.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Like some of the very first sets are going out of print. I noticed this because I went online and looked on eBay, and yeah, it's getting a lot more expensive to buy some of the older sets 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, your number 4 then?
My number 4 is actually old Musketeers.
So, like the White Lily Musketeer?
White Lily Musketeer, Ruth, all of them.
Why is that?
It was when it first came out, this was a set that basically came out and like steamrolled a lot of decks. It even stopped Opera Force when it came out, and that was a shock.
Oh, dang.
But when this set came out, it was like, what the heck is going on? It just came out and people were finding many good combos to use with these cards.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how effective it was.
That's why Musketeers got the Legion and not something else.
Yeah, but
Most effective thing gets the Legion, remember that, except for when you're like clans that are so low, you just get a new Legion.
it was not a set that I liked. I like Oberos much better in my opinion.
Yeah. And also, Musketeers are expensive.
Musketeers are still expensive. I
Yes,
don't
they
know
are.
why. Cecilias are still $15 a pop.
Yep.
That's the last time I checked. I haven't checked for a little while, so they may have dropped a bit. The last time I checked was about 2 to 3 months ago. Cecilia's, the main grade 3, is still $15 a pop. You need 4 of them to make that deck good.
Indeed you do. I can understand that. I personally have no beef with Musketeers at all. It's just one of those where I'm like, okay.
It was just expensive, and why? And it's like, it steamrolled a lot, everything that people played. So...
Alright. My number 4 is Dragonic Overlord the Rebirth. The fact that this thing exists just makes me feel sad, and I played this thing too many times to the point where I'm just like, screw you. I just want to kill the Rebirth. I literally want to kill it. And take it back to the grave where it belongs. The fact that it exists. Why it's called the Rebirth, I get it with the lore. They should just call it the Reverse.
Yeah, they should.
They should. They say it in the sub version of the show. They call it the Reverse. Kai literally says
They
the
should have
Reverse.
just... What
why
they
it's called
should
the
have done
Rebirth
is... I really wish the lore was that the Void had transferred most of its soul into Dragonic Overlord at the end,
Yeah.
causing it to become the Break Ride again, but transforming into the Rebirth.
And so many people, so many bandwagon people just bandwagoned onto this thing, and I'm
It's
just like...
another fan-made card.
It's fan-made.
That's what I... Set 15
And
is
its
not
deck
gonna be-
is stupid
It's
on how good it is.
so broke.
I cannot... I did beat it once, I think. It's really hard to beat that deck with some of the support cards that come out for it, like Dragonic Burnout. Call it Soul Blast 1,
This latest
kill
Kagero...
something.
This latest Kagero set gave it a lot of stuff it needed.
Yeah. Set 15, I'm somewhat interested to see and somewhat cringing because the
I'm
Rebirth's gonna
not
show
looking-
up.
The Rebirth is gonna show up. Maelstrom Reverse is gonna show up.
That Omega fellow's gonna show up.
Oh,
I'm
I
interested.
thought Omega should have been.
He's in 15.
Okay, yeah, Omega's gonna show up, which
I'm
ought to be
interested
interesting.
I want to see someone use that.
I've actually thought about doing that. Omega's the deck where you put
Exodia!
yeah,
Omega's Exodia.
but you also need to work with a lot of reverses in that
Oh
deck.
yeah. And you pretty much need break rides in that deck.
Break Rides in the and
Because just pure Omega doesn't fully work. But I do not like the Rebirth in the slightest. I hate seeing it, and I just do not like seeing it.
Nope.
And combined with the brake ride, it's just like, it's so predictable.
And here's the thing.
I promise it's predictable, but I can't stop.
don't like it as much as Overload the End because I don't think like it's got enough uses.
The End at least tries. This thing is just
the End you have to get rid of another copy.
Yeah,
this thing you don't have to.
And also the End doesn't really need to focus on just the Dragonic Overlord brake ride. It can, do Dauntless. This thing, pretty much you need the Dragonic Overlord brake ride. Nobody tries anything different with it, and that's the annoying part, that nobody tries with this card.
Well, this is another card that you're like, oh, you don't try.
Yeah, exactly. I prefer to play people that try. When you use a deck that doesn't require any effort, it's like, why are you even playing it then? If it's fun, I get that, but if you're not trying, there's no real point then.
Although, here's the thing about Ezel. And actually, if you do the one where you actually use Crip and send the 2 cards to
yeah, then you're trying.
Then you're
That's
actually
why I respect
trying
yours, because yours actually tries.
Yeah. Well, I switched off to a Pelennor build.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's just because I like Pelennor. And I was finally able to get my hands on a couple.
Your number 3?
My number 3 is C-Stamp Otter.
Ha! It's a C-Stamp Otter. That thing screws over Kageru's and Narukami's instantly.
That thing screws over so much. And frankly, when this thing came out, it made Leopold better.
Yeah, it did.
It made Compass Line good.
It made everything pretty much.
It was ridiculous on
It's a
this
promo,
thing.
so...
Yes, it was a promo, but it's an extremely good promo.
Yes, it is.
I don't like this thing. It says, if this card is targeted,
die.
it won't die and go to
It just doesn't die.
It's ridiculous.
At least it's only a 6K.
It's only a 6K, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. And when I saw that, I'm like, crap, this screws over Kagero and Narukami instantly.
Yeah, because you can't
kill it.
You can't kill this stupid thing.
I think the only way you can kill it is by forcefully retiring it.
Yes, you have to attack it.
Chaos Breaker can kill it.
How?
Lock it, and then his limit breaks his Soul Blast 1, retire it.
That's true.
He basically kills it.
Yes,
Because
but I'm
they're
talking
locked.
about, there's Blink Joker's the only clan that's able to do it.
Because Link Joker can. Good job, Chaos Breaker. You did something again.
But I don't like this thing. It makes the deck too easy to play. You gotta admit that.
It does make it a lot easier. I'm surprised the one guy we know doesn't use it. I'm surprised he doesn't use them.
Well, no, he does use them.
Really?
I thought he used a couple.
I've never seen him use them.
Maybe
I've even
never
played
got-
with his deck. I never found one. Oh well. So, you want me to go my number 3? I'm surprised this guy isn't higher up on my list, but I'm okay with where he is. Liberator Monarch Sanctuary Alfred. I hate this card for existing.
You only hate this card because it looks like he's wearing a freaking...
Well, he's a condom, first off, but
Yeah, he looks
also
like it.
his ability is kind of broke. Now, he is lower than the other 2 cards I have here because he does require some effort at Counterblast 3 and Soul Blast 3, but still, basically take every card on your field, back to the deck, doesn't matter if it's locked or not. Now, if it only targeted locked cards, that'd be better, and less broke, but no, it's just every card, and then call 5 units out. And if you get a Blaster Blade, oh hey, I'm at 5 damage, guess what? Blasted into crit! Call out 2 Blaster Blades, guess what?
Plus 20 and plus 2 crit.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Call out 3 plus 30 and plus 3
Exactly.
crit.
It's
But I've never seen anybody do that.
No, nobody can probably do that because you need 4 Blaster Blades, but still. And I'm okay with Round Table Alfred. I'm cool with it. He's
Yeah.
fine. Normal Alfreds were fine, but making this one is going one step too far, where I'm just like, you don't need to do that, Bushy Road. Round Table Alfred was fine. This thing doesn't need to exist. And I don't like that it exists. Also, he looks ridiculous, so that at least I can laugh at him, where I'm like, ha! I can at least laugh at him.
You think that's ridiculous. It is kind of ridiculous, actually.
Yeah. Coughed up some air. Alright, you're number 2.
My number 2 is Spectral Duke Dragon.
Okay, I would put this... I kind
I'm
of like
shocked
this card.
it wasn't on your list.
It's not, because I played him enough, and grant, I've lost to him a bunch, but
That was
he's
the
not...
po-
He
There was
doesn't see
the-
the light of day anymore.
There was the point when you said he was the worst card and you wished he never existed.
Really?
There was a point when you said that. I specifically remember. I think it was actually on a... You actually said that. It was a couple weeks right before the Set 8 came out.
Yeah, I really don't hate him, though. Not anymore, because he doesn't see the light of
I
day.
don't like this thing because it's probably the only right chain that doesn't like me. there are several ride chains that nobody else can get to work, but that I can get to work for some reason. His Raptors.
Hate me.
Love me.
That's why the last deck profile I did on it, angry deck profile, because Raptors.
Yeah, the Goddess of the Full Moon ride. A friend of mine couldn't get hers to work at all. I was able to get it work on the first try. I can get just about everyone. I can get overall saw, and not many people can get overall saw.
You got it off. It's good when you get it off.
Yeah, I can get it off, actually, no problem.
Oh, your cat's coming to distract me. Continue.
But this is the one ride chain that won't work at all, and it bugs the living heck out of me.
So it's more about the ride chain base, because Spectral Duke at least tried when Gold Paladins first existed. Spectral Duke versus Azel. Azel just calls stuff. Spectral Duke at least has to kill his
Spectral Duke and its ability to restand itself was the annoying part.
Yeah, I at least respect it for having to kill comrades, because most Gold Paladins don't do that now.
It's freaking Phantom Blaster Dragon for gold. That's all it is.
That is true.
I like Phantom Blaster much more, though.
That's true.
But it's just a ride chain that I can't use, and it bugs the living heck out of me. I can never get it off.
Yeah, I can understand hatred for it then.
I've tried this thing so many times, and I've tried many different builds. I cannot get it off, and it bugs the living heck out of me.
That makes sense. So my number 2 then?
You're number 2.
It was your number. How'd you spell it again?
It's my number 11.
Grand Scissors,
Azel.
Grand Scissors.
That's what it is.
I don't like this card because
I knew this thing was going to be on your list somewhere.
I don't like it. The only reason it's not number 1 is because there is one card that is more broke than this thing. But this thing is pretty broke. And the part that bugs me, not only can you basically unlock your units, but even if you don't need to unlock them, you don't need to unlock them. You can just get plus 10 to crit if you have 5 units. And also, you can keep reusing it, because its skill is Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 2, but at the end of the turn, unflip a damage and Soul Charge. You can keep reusing that thing. That's freaking stupid.
It takes 2 turns to get another one to work.
Well, that depends on how much damage you have.
If you have 4 damage, you use 2.
Yep. And then next turn,
you heal 1.
Yeah, even if you heal it. Or, again, it's still unflipped, so if you have 4 damage, you'd have 3 next turn, use it again. Oh, I only have oh, and at the end of the turn, oh hey, I have it next turn. You basically can stay at 4 damage for a while. The reason this one is higher than Monarch Sanctuary is because Sanctuary doesn't come back from Counterblasting 3.
No, this thing comes actually.
This thing keeps coming back. And also, you don't need to have locked units. You can just have 5 units on the field. Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 2, I get plus 10 to crit. That's pretty easy. And that's why I don't like it. Now, if the units had to be locked, then it would just be a sucky card, and I would totally not have any beef with it whatsoever, because the units.
But it's just having 5 units on the field is ridiculous.
Yep. There's 5 units. With gold. So you know how easy it is to get 5 units out?
Kind of easy.
Just call out a critical and you're done. But there is one card I hate more than this, but I still really don't like this card. And the fact that it exists and it's another Azel thing. At least it's not Cross-Red, though. That would really make me mad. But your number 1, I know what it is, though.
My number 1 is, it comes out in Set 15, it's the Mega Colony Break Ride.
Unrivaled Blade Road Calamitooth. Yeah, I can understand.
I don't like this thing.
Because it rests the Vanguard?
It rests unit? Everything on your field, including Gravity the Vanguard.
Gravity Bind.
It's ridiculous.
Just constantly break riding that. I did that. I've done that.
You've done that to me so many times.
With proxies.
It irritates me.
Just every break ride one after the other. It's... The reason I don't hate this card is probably because I've used it, and that's probably why. But if I went up against it, I probably wouldn't be the biggest fan of it either, but at least it's for Mega Colony. If this was for a clan that already had enough support, I would probably be a little more ticked off, but it's for Mega Colony, so that's why I don't like it. But I totally get why you don't like this card.
This thing basically has no I don't know why it's...
for everybody.
I don't know why you don't hate this thing. Because it's one of those... It's an easy card to use.
Yep.
It's got one of the easiest effects. Yeah, I ride. Everything on your field gets rested.
Gravity Bind, that's what I call it.
It's so easy to use. It's easier than every other card on your list.
Yeah, that's true. Well, except one.
Except one.
Except one.
But you're probably going to talk about that.
Yeah, and the reasons I don't dislike it is because one, I've used it, and two, it's for Mega Colony.
Well, you like
And
Mega Colony.
yeah, Mega Colony's a nice clan, and also they didn't get a lot of support. So seeing that awesome of a breaker, I'm just like, yes, you
Okay.
get something.
Okay. Good job. When I first saw this thing, it's like, okay. But we only knew the picture, we didn't know the ability, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
It's getting something.
They're getting something, and I was happy for them. But when I saw this thing's ability, that's ridiculous.
It puts Death Warden to shame.
It
It's
makes
'cause
Death Warden look like a freaking little bug. Well,
that's what he is.
It makes Death Warden look like it's about to be swished by a huge foot.
Yeah.
This thing is so ridiculously broke.
Yeah,
It's
I can see.
probably the most broke card I've ever seen. And it will stay there unless I see something that's worse.
Well, I can think of something worse, but I can understand why you don't like this one, because this one's probably not going to get banned.
No.
Because it's Mega Colony.
And the ban list is based off of fan-made. It's a fan cards.
It's not fan-made. It's something Mega Colony needed.
Yes. But
Thank God it's not machining. Because
Yeah.
otherwise then I would probably hate it too, because it's like, oh, only machinings really use it.
But it's good for every deck.
Exactly, that's why I like it.
Your number one?
My number one is, I'm going to say its full name. Transcendent Dragon Dragonic Novel Vage, the Grade 4.
I knew this was also going to be in your list.
I hate this card. I hate it existing.
Well, you already explained that a bit earlier,
Yes.
too.
It's so broke. That is the word to describe it.
But here's the thing I have against it. Pretty much you can only use it once unless you pull a heal. And unless you get more stuff in the soul. It does not get enough stuff in the soul to make it...
Well, that's why I don't care about its ability to kill your field. A lot of cards can actually kill your field pretty easily.
Yes.
Hydro Hurricane does it a lot easier with just a Counterblast.
No, I thought the thing with the Counterblast 3 and Soul Blast 3 was the thing that's like, you cannot guard with Grade Zeros.
Oh no, you just can't guard with Grade Zeros when it attacks.
And your triggers don't matter.
Yeah, those two abilities don't need...
The guarding with the Grade Zeros is fine.
Silent Tom does it.
Yeah, Silent Tom does it, and Silent Tom's a Grade 2. So,
Yeah.
seeing this Grade 4, I'm like, okay, but when I read its final ability, I'm like, what?
Yeah, that final ability is
That
what
final
gets me
ability
mad.
of having no triggers be able to work
Triggers
is
don't work.
stupid.
It is stupid.
It basically
And it's
puts
really
heal
easy to get
triggers.
off. You know how easy it would be to basically just have it in your hand. Guess what you do? You ride Berserk, Counterblast 2, kill a unit, Superior ride Yaksha. Next turn, guess what? I'm at the Grade 4.
Well, you're still at Grade 3. Well, you're just barely getting to Grade 3.
Yeah, I Superior ride to Grade 3, and then next turn Grade 4. Well, you're still at, like, what, Grade 2? Yeah. Or Cruel Dragon is really easy for it to
Cruel
get off.
Dragon plus Novel Vage. I would not be surprised if that
And
was...
Novel Vage has units that search him out. That's the
That's
problem.
the thing.
And nobody seems to take this into account.
Hey, Conroe got hit on the ban list, okay? Because you want to know why? Because of that. You can search him out so easy.
Yeah, search out a Grade 1 that does that ability.
You can search out any card you want.
Really? Conroe does that?
Conroe allows you to
I
search...
thought it was just Grade 1 or lower.
If I remember correctly, you can search
Because I
out...
remember Conroe being like Mecha Trainer. I remember using Mecha Trainer only for like Grade 1s.
If I remember right, you could call it out for more than just that. I'll have to look later.
Yeah.
But if people were doing a
But even if you
Conroe Vage combo, and it was becoming so broke that they had to limit that card, so they limited one of his searchers. But it's a really good searcher for just
Yeah, the
about
Grade
any
1 searcher that
Conroe.
basically says play it, search for the Grade 4, basically.
You use
broke card.
Conroe to search for the searcher for him that allows you to search.
Yeah.
It basically took the first step off.
Yep.
But people are finding other ways to get that Grade 1 in your hand. Simple.
Yeah, just run 4 of it and then boom.
So, yeah.
But I really just... So once that unit goes on the ban list, because it's gotta.
I don't know if it's going to hit the
I'm
ban list.
90% sure that's going on the ban list because of that.
Right now, I'm
workability.
going to say it's about... I'm about 80% sure, but I'm about a 15% sure it won't.
But once it gets on the ban list, then I will have no beef with it, and then Azel Scissors will be my number 1. But until then, I hate this card the most.
So...
I have argued with people about this. I've talked to people about this. A lot of people defend it. I don't get why.
It's because it was a Grade 4. It's the first playable Grade 4 that they didn't put a time limit on.
That's true.
So...
Well, that was our rant today. Yay!
Yeah, this was our... And next video is probably going to be a raid video, because it's going to be our...
Because it's going to be a lot more calmer, because we're going to be
And we're going to be doing probably our top 12 most favorite cards.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun.
I've already got a lot of those in mind, so do you?
I have it on a list, I just haven't brought it yet.
Okay, so...
So, this has been Solomon Pleasant and...
Monty Cat 1432, and we will see you next time.
Signing off.